Hello everyone, Angela Collins here from Angela Collins Yachts. Today we're going to take a trip back in time and look at some of the most popular South African monohull sailboats built between 1975 and 1999 in the 34 to 39 foot range. Now this size is what I like to call the sweet spot, not too small, not too big, and perfect for a couple to handle comfortably. First up, the Lelo 34, designed by Brian Lelo as a long-keeled cruising boat. From 1975 to 1985, Henry Fink boat builders in Walkerville on the Vaal Dam produced 25 of them. They are classic, tough little yachts that have stood the test of time. Next up is the Stott 34, designed by the legendary Ericus van der Stott, often considered a pioneer of modern yacht design. Also built by Henry Fink from 1988 to 1994. You will always identify the Stott by the aluminium tow rail running around the deck. The L34, a name you'll still hear a lot of in South African sailing circles. Designed by Angelo Lavranis and built by John Robertson Yachts in Cape Town, 49 were launched in the 1980s. Look for the fiberglass molded tow rail and those classic stripes next to the windows. And then came the Holiday 34. Think of it as the cruising version of the L34. Almost identical to look at, but the Holiday 34 usually has a wheel steering system and a shallower winged keel. 40 were built. That said, yes, there are a few Holiday 34s out there with tillers. A French visitor to our waters, the Bento First 35, designed by Jean Beret in 1980. Over 450 were built in France, and a handful made their way to South Africa, where they've become well-loved local boats. Back to Lavranis with the L36. Designed in 1977 as a fast cruiser with over 50 built. Angelo Lavranis himself owned one named Phoebe for 16 years. A real sailor's yacht. The Tusca 36, another Lavranis design. This one was a beamy cruising boat with lots of volume. Originally designed for Fred Skolt's Marine and later taken over by Eric Nell of Tusca Marine, with around 20 built by 1986. The Atlantis 36, designed by Angelo Lavranis, with a light displacement and a modern sugar scoop stern, built by Lindner Yachts in Johannesburg. Just 23 were launched, making them relatively rare today. They seem to be a sought-after boat in South Africa. The Endurance 37, designed by Peter Eybold as a solid long-keeled cruiser with a traditional look. Built in Knysna by either Knysna Boatyard or Thiessen's Boatyard, depending on who you ask. Production ran from 1979 to 1988. The Bruce Roberts 37, a global design built in South Africa by Fortuna Yachts from 1974. Practical, seaworthy, and very much part of our local scene. The Tusca 39, originally a Tusca 36. This boat later gained a sugar scoop stern and a passage linking the saloon and the aft cabin making it even more appealing for blue water cruising. And here's the exciting part. Angela Collins Yachts now owns the Tusca 39 molds, and we're building modernized versions right here in Cape Town with fresh interiors and custom finishes. The last boat that I want to mention is the Shearwater 39, designed by Dudley Dix for Nebi Boatworks, with strongly traditional looks above the waterline and a modern underbody. Between 1990 and 1995, 25 were built. Hull number 2 was aluminium, built by Jacobs Brothers, while the rest were fiberglass. And there you have it, a trip down memory lane with some of South Africa's best medium-sized yachts from the late 20th century. All of these boats are still sailing today, carrying with them a rich piece of South African maritime history. My next video will cover the 40 to 60 foot South African yachts built in the same period, the real blue water cruisers. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching and wishing you fair winds till next time.